multiply it by that number minus 1 until you get to 1. That will tell you how many possible random orders you can have. Okay, so if you have 3 conditions in a study, there are 6 possible orders of those 3 things. There's never any more. If you had 4 conditions in a study, say I threw in something else, like some really expensive, fancy, Blue Canuba, fancy, grain-free food, okay? 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Now, all of a sudden, if I had A, B, C, D, there would be 24 possible random orders of those 4 things. So keep your number of conditions low, because the more conditions you add into a study, the more possible random orders there are and the more complicated it gets. So I've got these blocks, okay? I call each of these random orders a block. And the only thing a block is some possible random order of the conditions, where each condition is represented in one time. That's what a block is. So each one of these has all of the conditions in it, and it has them in a different order. That's what a block is. Okay. So now, let's take a look here. On day 1, 3 dogs come into my lab. Rover, Fido, and Pumpkin. Okay. Today's experiment is brought to you by Georgia English Bulldog Rescue. These are all names of dogs that we have rescued in Georgia English Bulldog Rescue. Okay. Thor and Jazz were mine. Jazz was actually not a rescue, he was mine. Thor's mine. Okay, so we have all these wonderful bulldogs. First day, Rover, Fido, and Pumpkin come in. Okay, and the block I'm going to use is ABC. I'm going to pick one of my random blocks, and I'm going to use ABC. So what does that mean? It means that the first dog that walks in the door goes in condition A. The next dog that walks in the door goes into condition B. The third dog that walks in the door goes into condition C. Okay. Done. Randomly assigned. Next day, 3 more dogs come in. But I'm using a different block, different random order. Okay. On day 2, I'm using BAC. That's the block I picked for that day. So that means the first dog that walks in, Buster, he goes to B. Okay, B. Buster, B, right? Buster's the first dog. He goes to the first condition in the list. The first condition in that block is B. So Buster goes to Purina. Okay. Champ comes in second, so Champ goes to the second condition on the list. That's A. And Clarence comes in third, so Clarence goes to the third condition in the list. Grover. Okay. So day 3. You see the pattern? So day 3, Lewis comes in first, Pancake comes in second, Winston comes in third. And the block I'm using is CBA. So that means Lewis is going to C, which is Kroger. And Pancake's going to B, which is Purina. And Winston goes to A, which is Chunks. Okay? So if you look down this list, you'll see that I use all 6 blocks. Every day I use a different block. Every day I mix it up. And so now I've randomly assigned them, and now I'm going to gather data about, so all my data for Chunks and Lumps is going to come from these dogs, 2 of which came in first, 2 of which came in second, and 2 of which came in third. So I've distributed what order they came in evenly across my conditions. Score. Now, do I know if that matters? No, but it might, and I just eliminated it as a problem by balancing it across the conditions. Okay? My Purina dogs are going to be Fido, Buster, Pancake, Buddy, Boris, and Orvis. Those are going to be the dogs I gather Purina data from. And Pumpkin, Clarence, Lewis, Jazz, Thor, and Pork Chop are going to give me data about Kroger Kibble. Pork Chop, yeah. I've also had ones named Diesel. Another one named Lugnut. People come up with really good names for bulldogs because they just, Tonka. They just lend themselves to having great dog names. Okay, does anybody have any questions about what happened here? This is called block randomization. And all we do is generate randomly ordered blocks of conditions and then use those to assign the subjects to conditions. And you will need to be able to do this on tests and homework. Do you have any questions about that? Make sense? Okay, now let's compare that to matching. We got 3 minutes, so it better be fast. All right, so remember matching involves picking some variable and then putting the animals in a rank order, and then using random assignment. Okay? And in this case, our matching variable is going to be weight, because we're concerned that heavier dogs are going to eat more food. So what I'm going to do is take all the dogs, all the same dogs that you saw on the previous page, and I'm going to put them in order by their weight. With Thor, that's my chunky boy, all the way at the top at 71 pounds. Okay? So Thor goes up to the top, all the way down to my other dog, who was much more slim, at 50 pounds. Jazz was very svelte, purple dog. So I put them in order now, by their weight. And then I'm going to create groups. So group 1 is the heaviest 3 dogs. Group 2 is the next heaviest 3. Group 3 is the next heaviest 3, and so on, until I get down to the lightest 3 dogs. Then what I'm going to do is take those same blocks, same ones I used before, and now I'm going to apply them to the groups. So now I'm going to have Thor, Toro, and Buddy. I'm going to distribute them across the groups using ABC, so Thor, Toro, Buddy. BAC for this next group. So it's going to be Orvis, Lewis, Champ, and so forth, all the way down the list. And by doing this, I make sure that I don't always have the heaviest dog in each group in any one condition, or the lightest dog in each group in any one condition. So it distributes the weights of the dogs more evenly across the conditions than I could have by just random assignment alone, most likely. Now, random assignment might have done a fine job, but if it didn't, my study would be screwed. So I take this matching step in order to ensure that dog size doesn't become a constant by balancing it across the conditions from the beginning. So do you see the difference between random assignment and matching plus random assignment? The only difference is when we do matching procedure, we just put the dogs in order by some variable. See, I set an alarm so I wouldn't screw up again. And we put them in order by some matching variable, and then after we've done that ordering, then we use random assignment. All right, so go forth and be awesome. I will see you guys on Thursday, and we'll talk some more about within subjects design. Yeah?
There's also the cluster sampling? Or is it different from that?